And we are live, NashvilleLou Live Tournament Edition, on the air, October 19th, 2024. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. We've got a couple of things going on right now. We're about to have the Warsaken Blitz tournament hosted by BluMint, the Cut to the Chase Europe tournament, as it's called. They've left the word Europe out of the title, so much like the final countdown, we've got Europe locked in. Also, Twitchy Tides. Now, I'm going to have a first-round opponent here set to go in just a moment, so please keep that in mind. We got 11 people in for Twitchy Tides. I'm going to join real fast. We're going to have ourselves a quick game of Twitchy Tides. Winner gets a Warsaken foil prime card, an item from the NashvilleLou collection that you can use in the fun new game Meta Battler. If I win, prize goes to second place. We'll make this snappy if possible. Here goes settings. General. No, come on. Enemy, I want fast. Fast. Presets. I need Piranha mode. Should have done this part before, eh? And yet here we are. 14 people in. Good luck. I'll be taking on Dirty Hamburger in the first round of this Warsaken Blitz tournament. There it is. That was fast, furious, and outdone. Drishy, congratulations. Victorious in this Twitchy Tides game to start us off there. Very fast, very effective. Drishy, the winner of the last Twitchy Tides game I had on the prior broadcast, gets the first win here today. So congratulations, Drishy, on the victory in Twitchy Tides. We'll have more Twitchy Tides coming up, but I gotta get to this tournament. Prizes will be sent out shortly after the conclusion of the broadcast here on NashvilleLou Live. Okay, we'll be back open for Twitchy Tides coming up in a bit, but I've got to get to this tournament here. Let's see if I can do this properly. Give you just the quickest of looks here at the tournament. It's going to be kind of cut off the screen, but it's going to have to be for right now. Could try zooming or doing something to zip it around live on stream. That could be problematic. Long story short is I've got Dirty Hamburger coming up here as a first round opponent, so I'm going to get that set up. We're going to get this game going here shortly. Best 2 out of 3 to start us off. Round 1 of this Warsaken Blitz Cut to the Chase Europe tournament, hosted by BluMint. Hello to everybody. I know I'm doing a subpar job of keeping up with chat thus far, but I'm telling you, I got to fly right now. We put hello. Hi. Oh, come on. Let me type here. Come on. Hi. Thank you for the code. We'll get started. Now, good luck. Have fun. All right, so a lot to throw at you there at once out of the gate, but it's been that kind of a morning for me here, getting things ready to go in this BluMint tournament for Warsaken Blitz. So I've got Dirty Hamburger, best 2 out of 3. Winner advances to the next round. Losers out, so it could be a long broadcast for me, it could be a shorter one. All right, so I'll bring this down. Let's see if this looks correct here. No, that didn't show up for me. There we go. Here at the Twitchy Tides box in the corner. We're back open for the next Twitchy Tides game. You can get them with exclamation point play. All right, so I've got this connect code right here that I got from Dirty Hamburger. Look, this typed in. We'll get game 1 started here right now. Well, it'd help if I had the audio input turned on, wouldn't it? Missed the Warsaken part there. Taking on Dirty Hamburger. First round of the Warsaken Blitz tournament. I've missed these tournaments for BluMint. Once every 2 months is not sufficient for this, but I'm thrilled to have it here with you right now. So you begin with 8 cards in Warsaken Blitz. You can keep them or you can use a mulligan. It'll reshuffle your arsenal, your deck of 60. I'm going to do that here. I want something I can work with right away, and this doesn't really match with that. Ugh. Again, the only pair I have are WMDs. That's not good enough. I'll have to use a dreaded second mulligan, so I'll be stuck with whatever they give me for the second shuffle and redeal, and my opponent gets an extra card. It's a penalty. So Dirty Hamburger gets to go first. It was worth it, though, to get something I could work with, at least in my opinion. We'll see. So a roll of 2 to start things off here. Taking on Dirty Hamburger, Game 1, Best of 3, Round 1, Warsaken Blitz Tournament. Hello, everybody. I will do a better job here trying to say hello to each and every one of you when time allows. The one-man broadcast machine, sometimes there are challenges. 6. Well, it's a good news, bad news thing. Nothing makes an actual match for me, but I can put some cards out there to get started with. Tropical Cyclone. There are 4 blood foil Tropical Cyclone cards total in this entire game. I know I've got all 4 of them right here in this deck, so I'll be showing that off a little bit here. 2 of those. A pair of Freezing Rainstorm. There are more than 4 of those total. Although in this deck, only 2 here, and then 2 more somewhere in that arsenal. You got 15 sets of 4 in there. I feel like I'm just flying with this, but we're kind of having to do it this way right now, because when it comes to a tournament, time waits for no man. I could put a pair of force cards out there. I'm not going to. I very much believe in keeping that 3rd spot in your war zone open early in a situation like this in particular. So as much as it took me a long time to get past feeling like this was being wasteful, sometimes strategic's the better move. You put it out there, it could get bounced. Pass up the actions in the turn. Whew. Catch my breath there for a moment. Roll a 6. It's Warsaken Blitz Tournament Edition. Hello to everybody over at BluMint. Everybody watching here on Twitch. Everybody watching over on Kick. There's not a chat allowed on Kick, but there are some places where Twitch is not available, and there are people that watch me on Kick, so hello to everybody on that platform as well. We'll have another Twitchy Tides game coming up. You can get in with exclamation point play. I don't know when that's going to be. To be determined. I can tell you right there, a trio of force cards. It's a force match, and that balances one of my 4 territories, or it balances it, eliminates it, down to 3. Weather match, so an extra turn for Dirty Hamburger. Wow. That was that for a start, huh? I feel like I can barely catch my breath with this, but that's tournament broadcasting for you. I'm glad we got the Twitchy Tides game in to start with. That quick, I didn't know if we'd have 10 right away. We had more than 10, so that worked out. You get it for the next one with exclamation point play. Force match. If I properly introduced myself, I'm Lou Pickney. I'm a sports broadcaster by trade. But in the world of live streaming, I've discovered so many fun and interesting ways where I can take games and related things and stream them to the world from my home, from the comfort of my home. 3 actions to go for the turn. A WMD match would give me a compromised leader. You get a compromised leader in Warsaken Blitz when you have all of your territories eliminated. If your arsenal, your deck hit 0 cards, or if your morale, that number on your shield, hits 0. You've got the different. There are only 6 categories in Warsaken Blitz. It's an easy game to learn. A pair of weather cards and a force card ends the turn for Dirty Hamburger. I roll a 2. Nothing makes a match. But luckily, I kept that 3rd spot open in my war zone. I do that with a reason. So instead of having force cards out there, which seem to be more likely to potentially be bounced, let's go with Intel, Suit X. 2 of those. That's it for the turn. Roll 2. Really a chance to even check things with the way the broadcast looks. My turn. Is that a pullback there? Having intel cards put out there in your war zone can sometimes have a chilling effect on your opponent. So a roll of 6. So I've got a couple of weather matches here. I'm looking over trying to get the... I got more than just... Okay, this worked out decently. Freezing Rainstorm, better than decently. Extra turn. But wait, there's more. Tropical Cyclone. Like I said, there are only 4 of these total that exist, and I own all 4 of them. Worth the effort, but it was an effort to get it, but it was worth it. Extra turns. 2 extra turns pending, 4 actions to go for the turn, 3 spots open by Warzone. It's the Warsaken Blitz Tournament, the Cut to the Chase Europe tournament, being hosted by BluMint. First of these in 2 months to take place. Long overdue. I could play this and force a discard. I'm not going to. Again, that was that pullback from my opponent there. You see why it happens in this game. Make some room. But not just making room, though, but getting potential targets taken off the board. We'll go with a pair of force cards, Dreadnought 6. We're going to have 2 extra turns pending, 2 spots open in my war zone, 2 actions for the turn. I could put more force out there, but I'm not going to. I'm going to pass up these last 2 actions to end the turn. Extra turn number 1 of 2. 4. Man. All right, nothing makes a match that I want to play here this first time around, at least. Geomagnetic Disturbance. Play 2 of these. Pair of weather cards. Go with a pair of force, pair of intel. 2 actions for the turn, 1 spot open to the war zone. And we'll hold off on the intel in the turn. Extra turn number 2. 1. Well, I mean, I could force a discard. I could do a few things here. I won't. Pass up the action in the turn. So hello to all of you. I feel like I've just been an absolute blitz getting this thing going. No pun intended, with this being the Warsaken Blitz tournament. You cut to the chase. You really cut to the chase here. It's like boom, and here we go. I haven't played this live on stream since August. I've been missing it. Once we get Game Reward XP, I plan on having those afternoon, that 2 to 5 Eastern time slot. I haven't forgotten about it. But until we've got around to beg or bribe people to play me, we're not going to be at that point yet. But as soon as that launches, we'll have that and a turn timer. Because that's another thing. I'm so vulnerable live on stream. If somebody wants to mess with me and just like walk away for 10 minutes in a live game, I'm kind of at their mercy, which is really not that fun. Interesting here. I could put those out there and take a chance. But I don't know what's sitting up there. And yeah, I'm vulnerable. A WMD match and a force match, and that's the game. So you know what? A pair of tactical nukes, WMD cards. That ends the turn. A WMD match eliminates 2 of your opponent's territories, but you can play at most 1 per side in a given game of Warsaken Blitz. Thank you, Rising Dragons. In chat, I got Dan Asker, Nashja, Autumn's Toys, SDB123. Weather match, extra turn for my opponent. Bo Reddington, 9, 10, 11, F12. Roll a 4 for the extra turn. Fonny T, Dave Ira, Chucky, Unmada, Brazen Blake, Jericho 1903. 4 Slayer. Mini Martin Martian, Zarveen, Jeff 0079, everybody else that I've missed here, so I do have to pay attention. And look at this, I'm paying the price for being risky. Intel match, oh boy. I took a chance. I mean, I knew the chance I was taking, particularly streaming this live. One action for the turn. The Notorious Ninja. Hello, everybody. NashvilleLou lives. That really hurt right there after that happening to me. I mean, I got things I can go back, so at least I can do that. This is also, this is where having that 4-spot build really messes with me. Because what are you going to do on that? We'll pull back on the weather. Play Avalon Academy. Go back where we got bounced. Building cards are a great antidote to having your cards either milled from your arsenal to your discard or bounced from your war zone to your discard pile. Return 3 to the hand. You. You. And you. But that's it for the turn. Taking on Dirty Hamburger. Game 1, Round 1, Warsaken Blitz Tournament, NashvilleLou live. Rule of 5, 20 cards there for Dirty Hamburger. Remember, a WMD match and a Force match would beat me. That would be Game 1. I'm happy to see that as far as, yes, it's a Force match. I'm down to 1 territory, but that's sure better than a WMD hitting me, right? 3 actions to go for the turn. Now, there could be another Force match up there. And there is. That's going to give me a compromised leader. 1 more Force match would beat me. It would have to be a Force match. A WMD now at this point would do nothing against me. That's it for the turn. So you see the chance I took there, and it's kind of a roundabout way we've gotten to this point. In Game 1, my turn. 3. All right. Tactical nuke WMD match. This eliminates 2 of my opponent's territories. Hello, Buzz King. Hello, Cesaro NLV. NashvilleLou live. With the Warsaken Blitz tournament, I got 1 action to go for the turn. TX6. That's it for the turn. But a force match would beat me here. 3. If there's a force match in hand for Dirty Hamburger, that's going to be it for game 1. And I'll be down 1-0 in this best of 3. A weather match could mean an extra turn. There's 2. Is there a third? 1 action to go for the turn. If there's a third of those, that would be the game. There's not, so it's my turn. If I can get 3 force matches here, I can win. 4. All right, so I'll play the Suit X. Other 2 of those. Remember, I had to go back and get 1 of these. They got bounced from my war zone. Big to bounce. Let's bounce. BX Cerebus. Bounce. Outrider. Bounce. Private William Stein. Bounce. 2 actions to go for the turn. Play the other 2 TX6. That'll be a force match. That eliminates the 3rd territory, so Dirty Hamburger will be down to 1 territory remaining. But that's it for the turn. 5. This will probably do it. All that Dirty Hamburger needs is a force match to beat me here. And I know I played that intel there to mess up some force out there on that opposite side, but... Bella Ivanova, there's 2. Is there a third? Doing Tonto, Dave Ira. Hello, everybody. NashvilleLou Live Tournament Edition. I'm going to get another roll here. 2 force matches and I'll win the game. 2. Have a weather match. Any sort of bailout over here? Answer no. Sure don't. Fresh out of that, Fred. So... Pair of force cards, Sergeant Taven Reed. Roll 3. This could do it as well right here. All Dirty Hamburger needs is a force match to beat me. Pair of weather cards out there, a pair of force cards. That's standalone force. There's 2, there's 3. It's going to do it. So Dirty Hamburger's going to take game 1 of this best of 3 round 1 and take a 1-0 lead. Dirty Hamburger leads 1-0, best of 3 round 1. Man, I can barely take a moment to breathe, to think. Tough fight there. I mean, I took a chance getting aggressive. I'm not normally that aggressive, but I felt like I had to be in that situation. I was down so much, and way it goes sometimes. All right, so we're going to get back to it in just a moment. So this is NashvilleLou Live Tournament Edition. Let's see. All right, so let me wind this back around here. I'm going to get to game 2 right now. We will have at least one more Twitchy Tides game coming up. I don't know how much longer I'll have in the tournament. Oh, let's see. I'm going to have to do this thing where I'm going to have to provide the code, I think, because you kind of have to take turns with it. There's no real official way to do it. All right, so Join with code, because that gives me the code to provide, I think. I really don't like the wording on this. It's always been awkward. Let's see. Let's see the dog deck will help me here. So this will give me, luckily it'll be obscured for you, so I don't worry about anybody sniping it from me. All right, so let's see. Do I have to? Okay, I can type it here. Okay, oh, I've got the code. Oh. You go look that far. I appreciate Dirty getting me the code, but I already pulled this up, so we'll stick with this. So this, take just a moment to breathe here. This is the Warsaken Blitz tournament being hosted today by BluMint. You have to wait, and then you get the tournament tree because and this is a good thing because they want to make sure everybody's there ready to go. So you get that 1 hour check-in before the winner of this best of 3 with Dirty Hamburger, and I'm down 1-0. If I win 2 in a row to advance, face the winner between Pio Treku and Soul the Cat. I imagine Soul's live. This I will keep. No double mulligan this time. This could end up being a quick. This is one challenge with these tournaments is that you have to commit a lot of time to. Oh, roll a 6, and I'm at the. Oh, there we go. Okay, thought this frozen up on me. I have to refresh it. No. This is the Turtle Cove C mat. Game mat. Ahoy hoy, the C there. 2 sets of 2 force right away for Dirty Hamburger, who leads 1-0. 3 sets of 2 force. Nice, my turn. 4. Luckily, I have this in hand. This will fit quite nicely. Intel match. Subversion tactic. I can force a discard early, but that's not the play here.
Select target.
Here's the play bounce. William Stein bounce.
Select target.
Sylvia Keene bounce.
Select target.
Outrider bounce. Click on it properly. All right, so sending 3 cards to my opponent's war zone to my opponent's discard pile. I've got 1 action for the turn. Play a weather card, ideal conditions. Roll of 2. It's very difficult for me to schedule things during American football season. What I do with my NFL draft work that I've done for more than 20 years. Going back to launching Draft King in 2003. Pair of force cards there. My turn. 2. I have to keep up with what's going on. But a tournament like this, where we haven't had one in 2 months, where we're still waiting in this indefinite holding period for Game Reward XP to be ready, there's only so much I can do. Second ideal condition, so we got 2 weather cards, 3 spots open to the war zone, 1 action for the turn. But I want to reiterate, I would rather wait and keep waiting than have something that wasn't ready pushed out there and then failing on me live on stream. That would be far worse. That's first impression you can't undo. Intel, thermite grenade. So roll 3 here for Dirty Hamburger, who leads me 1-0 this best of 3 opening round matchup in the BluMint Warsaken Blitz Cut to the Chase Europe tournament. Normally they'll have 2 tournaments when they have a regional designation, like I'm say America and Europe. They only had the 1 here, but I'm grateful to have this, better than 0, like we had last month. A couple of pullbacks there. Remember I played that Intel that bounced those. Oh, look at all that force getting pulled back. So you see a well-timed Intel play can really flummox your opponent. My turn. 4. All right, weather match. Let's give me an extra turn. 3 spots open to my war zone. 3 actions to go for the turn. Play a second thermite grenade. Nash Jericho 1903 Tree Frog Nada Unmada. The latest getting in the mix there for that next Twitchy Tides game. I can't promise when it's going to be. Because if this goes to a 3rd game, it's going to be a lot different than if I lose here. Because if I lose this game, I'm out of the tournament. That's just the reality of it. I mean, you have to book a large amount of time that you might need to play in the tournament. It's worth it, though. It's so much fun. We needed something, actual games that matter, where wins and losses actually matter. In Warsaken Blitz, you got to have that if you want to have this on any sort of legitimate scale. We're going to get there. Rusty, force. Extra turn. 4. We'll have a force match here with Beast. Soldier, heavy. Hello, RCP ADG. Force match eliminates one of my opponent's 4 territories. Weapons district. This is Thermal Ash. Only 10 of these total that exist. Alright, 1 action for the turn, 2 spots open in my war zone. Now, I could just put a force or a WMD, for that matter, out there. I wouldn't do that. Force I'd at least consider, but I really value more and more keeping that 3rd spot in my war zone open. The more I play this game, the more I feel that way. Pass at the last action in the turn. That part's just counterintuitive to everything I think of, like, well, maximize your resources, etc., but you have to use some discretion. Intel can be a real equalizer. Get stuff balanced. You saw what happened to me in game 1. I was feeling good, had that WMD pair out there. Took a chance, it didn't pay off. Force match. This will eliminate one of my 4 territories. We'll both be down to 3. Game 2, best of 3, taking on Dirty Hamburger, who leads 1-0 after beating me in game 1. NashvilleLou Live Tournament Edition, Warsaken Blitz, BluMint with a Twitchy Tides game coming up at some point. Whether it's between rounds or if it's after I get bounced. One way or the other. Wide open war zone over there. Again, that chilling effect of having intel cards out there can have on your opponent should not be overlooked. Sometimes you're actually doing your opponent a favor by discouraging them from putting a lot of cards out there. Although sometimes it works for your opponent to have that happen. Tropical Cyclone. Give me that blood foil. But that's it for the turn. Hello, Misty Rios. 4 of 3 here for Dirty Hamburger, who's got 21 cards, 3 actions. Game 2, best of 3, round 1. The winner of this best of 3 faces the winner between Piotreku and Soul the Cat. There's a force match. That eliminates a 2nd territory for me. I'm down to 2 territories. So if Dirty Hamburger can get a WMD match and then a force match, that would be the game. That would be the best of 3, and that would be the end of me in this tournament. So that's what we're up against. My turn. 4. This is a bit of a tricky spot for me. How long do you wait on that 3rd? Oh, never mind. I was reading that as a... No, this is actually great. I'm going to give my opponent a compromise leader here. I was reading that as a force. That's WMD, pal, but first. Rusty. Sick him. Force match eliminates a 2nd territory for Dirty Hamburger. Toxic Devastation, WMD. This will eliminate my opponent's final 2 territories. Give my opponent a compromised leader. So I'll need 1 more force match to win the game. But that's it for the turn.
Leader compromised.
Compromised leader for Dirty Hamburger. Rolls a 4. Now 22 cards in hand, 4 actions. Gotta think a weather match. A WMD match would give me a compromised leader, but I would get at least 1 more roll, which is not a guarantee at the moment. And there it is, a WMD match. So the next force match for either of us is going to win the game. Either I get knocked out here, or we'll go to a 3rd deciding game.
Compromised.
Both got a compromised leader, but 1 action for the turn. If I can get a force match here with enough actions to play it, I can win the game. 2. We'll be able to win here if I play this right, because I can go with the +3 actions for the Tropical Cyclone. I play this carefully. Tropical Cyclone. If you just go extra turn and then roll a 1, then that's not a good thing. You only have 2 actions and need 3. So instead of that, why leave it to chance when I got what I need in hand, +3 actions. Turn that 1 into a 4. Only need 3. X3 Black Dog for the win. I'll go to a 3rd deciding game here in just a moment. All right. Well, this has been an exciting start, hasn't it? I mean, it's boom. Rev it up and go. 30-minute sprint. We're not done yet. Going to a third deciding game in just a moment. NashvilleLou Live Tournament Edition. Okay, will do. So I'll provide the code. This third deciding game. So time, if I win, and if there's time, we'll have the Twitchy Tides game after this third one. If I'm out of the tournament, then obviously we'd have it then as well. If either Pio Treku or Soul of the Cat have advanced, then in that case, we would need to go ahead and get to it. Chop, chop. Now, when it's time to dig deep in this game, when back is against the wall, winner take all, give me the night vision deck. Let's go. Now, again, just give me the code that's obstructed by the categories overlay I have, which is very convenient for me. So let me type in the connect code. Typing it I have two keyboards here, two computers. Gotta make sure I type into the right one. All right, good luck, have fun. Thank you.
Warsaken.
I got my avatar back. Now, once Game Reward XP launches, like, I'm kind of grandfathered in with that. I don't think you can necessarily upload one anymore, but before it wasn't showing up at all, so I'm glad I at least got my secondary branding pal, secondary logo in there. Now, here is similar to Game 1, where I had a pair of WMDs in hand, but that's not something I can play right away. You saw what happened in Game 1 when I put WMDs out there. You put them out there, they might get targeted. So instead of that, I'm using Mulligan. It'll reshuffle my arsenal of 60, my deck. Deal me 8 cards again, then I'll have a decision to make. I'll have to take a second mulligan. Oh, I don't like doing that. But the only problem is, I mean, yes, I have a pair of WMDs, but I'm not going to play those right away. Just not going to. So, second mulligan. Stuck with whatever they give me, and my opponent gets an extra turn. And my opponent gets to go first, but that's luck of the draw. Roll a 6. Well, this is not a great start for me. At least I got something I can work with here in hand, which is why I did it. Force match. This is game 3 of 3. Opening round BluMint tournament for Warsaken Blitz. A cut to the chase Europe tournament. Pair of force cards and an intel in the turn. My turn. 1. Force card, TXR Aerial Refueler. That ends the turn. Roll of 1. Second intel. So a pair of force cards, pair of intel cards for Dirty Hamburger. Game 3 of 3 of this opening round tournament matchup. Winner advances, losers out. Well, play a second TXR. 3 spots open in my war zone. 1 action for the turn. There's nothing I want to play here. Putting a building card out there would just be a target, especially with a pair of intel cards out there. Again, that does have a chilling effect when that happens in this game. But in this case, I'd be disinclined to play anything here anyway, given what's in my hand. So pass up that action. End the turn. Dirty Hamburger, roll a 6. 15 cards, 6 actions. The winner of this advances to the next round. The loser's out. Force match. It's best of 3 in this tournament until you get to the final, when it becomes best of 5. So a force match, I'm down to 2 territories. Weather match, extra turn. Roll a 3. A WMD match would give me a compromised leader. Hello, Terran Lore. Hello, Nadu6. Welcome to NashvilleLou Live. We will have Twitchy Tides coming up. Win or lose in this game. If I win, I advance in the tournament. If I lose, I'm out. So that's interesting. A pair of force cards played, and then a pullback on one of those two forces over there with Bella Ivanova. Because that question becomes, at some point, how long do you wait if you have a third force match in hand if you haven't played a WMD match yet? Sometimes it works out. We saw it in the last game 1 for Dirty Hamburger, but it can be tough. 4. All right, so I've got a force match. It won't be at least a complete route here. C5 Barracuda. Force match eliminates one of my opponent's 4 territories. Go for weapons district. And there, I mean, the territory you target eliminates that much morale from your opponent. I don't have a morale-based deck here, and given the very tight time constraints, I haven't gone through a whole lot, but morale does come into play here in Blitz. It just depends on your deck configuration. All right, 1 action for the turn. Weather. Tranquil Sunlight. That ends my turn. Game 3 of 3. Roll of 1 here for Dirty Hamburger. Dirty won game 1. I won game 2. Here we are, game 3 of 3, opening round. Winner faces the winner between Pio Treku and Cat. Roll to 2. Play a second Tranquil Sunlight. Pair of force cards, now a pair of weather cards. 2 spots open in my war zone. 1 action for the turn. I'm not going to put that in jeopardy by putting it out there, especially with that. Pass at the action. End the turn. Roll 6. My goodness. 17 cards. A WMD match and a force match could beat me right here. Force. So I'll be down to 1 territory. At least it's not a WMD, but it could still end here. 2 force matches could beat me. So give me a compromised leader. 1 more force match is the game. It would be the game. And the tournament for me. My tournament life hanging in the balance. Does Dirty have 1 more force match in hand? There's 1, 2. Is there a third? No, but 2 sets of 2 force out there. So I'm up against it, and yet my turn. 6. Get a force match. I can go back. I could go back for force, but that's a little tricky here as far as that goes, because what I need is a WMD match. Going back for a 4, I could do that to have it in hand. But this is going to be dicey. Dicey! TXR aerial refueler. The aerial refueler. I have to say that slowly. Zim manufacturing. Eliminate that. So Dirty's down to 2 territories. I've got 5 actions to go for the turn. I almost think I'd rather put weather out there. A force match is going to beat me, and I'm not going to be able to win the game here this turn no matter what I do. So my opponent gets at least 1 more roll. So instead of just going desperation with trying to bring back a force in hand, let's go with weather. 2 sets of 2 weather. Let's make it 3 sets of 2 fire in the fields. Keep that 4th spot in my war zone open. Pass at the action. End the turn. My opponent is Dirty Hamburger, who won game 1. I won game 2. This is the best 3 of 3. Game 3. Round 1 matchup right here. A force match can beat me right now. Does Dirty have a force match? Sure does, and that's going to do it. All right, congratulations. So Dirty Hamburger beats me 2-1 here in this opening round. So that's it for me in the tournament. Like I said, it could be I did 40 minutes, grand opening, grand closing, but all right, good game. Good luck in the next round. So, let's bring this up here, this slate, for just a moment. You got Warbot giving out loot. The people here in chat with linked wax wallets. If you never linked your wax, we don't do it once. Once you link it, then it knows. Warbot knows. Warbot is a powerful force. giving away loot. Exclamation point link and then your wax wallet. And for those who've already linked it before, Warbot is watching. Ready to give out those nice loot reward payouts. So congratulations again. Dirty Hamburger advances in the tournament. You won't see this part, so I'm not sure who's going to advance between Piotreku and Soul the Cat. What I'm going to do here, let's see if this will look right or if I messed it up. There we go. I've got 26. I'll get in as well. I appreciate it, Rising Dragons. Hey, look at these tournaments. Look, Dirty Hamburger, Musical Man is what I normally know him as, but he's billed as Dirty Hamburger for the tournament. But he's a good player. We've had some battles before. No shame losing to Dirty. So it'll be Dirty against the winner of Piotreku and Soul the Cat. Let's see. I'll put thank you instead of then following up with exclamation point play. So we can slow it down with this Twitchy Tides game. When I started the broadcast, went in here and Piranha mode. It's wonderful you have that as an option. The one problem I have, I've got this going through my a browser source in OBS Studio. It's just getting the information at the end. You can't really copy things. This browser source, it's not exactly the latest and greatest Chrome or Safari or Firefox or Opera or whatever. You're kind of just dealing with this base system, and there's some negatives to it as far as that goes. So I've got to find a workaround, but I've got the information in there. I know I've got information already saved for Drishy, who is the winner of the first one of these. Let me go ahead and make sure I have this copied over. That would help as well. I mean, normally I like having where I have all the information. I click one button, it copies it, and I save it. But with this, I can't copy it because it won't let me. So there's that. All right, so Naznara is in, giving us 28 players. This should be just your standard, as opposed to that Piranha mode we started with that first game. So we'll have Twitchy Tides, 28 participants. The winner will receive a Warsaken foil prime card and an item from the NashvilleLou collection that you can use to get a boost. And the fun new game Meta Battler. Let me check one other thing real fast. All right. Hey, thank you, Guerrero. Many thanks to BluMint for hosting this tournament. Guerrero, the admin for the tournament section that I was in here, doing a great job as usual. All right. Tech is in. Hello, Tech. All right, so got 29 players lined up for this Twitchy Tides game. Let's get to it. Good luck. It's Twitchy Tides here on NashvilleLou Live. Depth charge. Then Debo coming through. Early on, we're down to 20. If I happen to win, prize goes to second place. Depth charge after the big worm with a hook, and we're down to 14. It's Pink Falacia. It's doing damage, bottom side of the screen. We're down to a dozen. Just my normal configuration got thrown off a bit. There's big worm with a hook, the cannonball, and Falacia. My goodness, we're down to 7. My fish is out, so the winner for sure. We're the one getting the prize here. Again, the hook. What's going on? You got a hook. You got stuff flying around here. It's tournament edition with Warsaken Blitz NashvilleLou Live. I'm out of the tournament, but having this Twitchy Tides game here. Final 5. That hook is baited right side of the screen. There goes Jericho. We're down to 4. Nastya, Terran Lore, Unmada, and Dave Ira, the final 4. To the depth charge on that left side. Meanwhile, we're down to 2. Unmada and Terra Lore, and it's a photo finish. Congratulations, Unmada. Victorious in this Twitchy Tides game. I took it to Piranha mode for that first one, then took it back to normal here. Something got a little bit shifted around, it felt like, as far as the typical way enemies interact. At least for me here, the way I normally have it just with the base setup. A little bit different, but fun as usual with Twitchy Tides. So congratulations on the victory there, Unmada. You and Jin Terry will be receiving your prizes shortly after the conclusion of the broadcast. Normally I go at least an hour with my broadcast. I try to do that, but with a tournament, it's a little bit different. And so, as much as I was hoping to have a long run, and I put time, set it aside here today, as far as if I needed it. I'll be able to watch some college football. I'll also be watching Soul the Cat. Soul, she's live. Cat is with Warsaken taking on Pio Treku. So we'll do a raid over to Soul the Cat here in just a moment. But first, a sig out, so a cut point for this will be a relatively short VOD, but so it goes in the tournament. Glad to have it. Please, BluMint, Warsaken, we need these tournaments. I can't stress that enough. Tournaments that people can see that aren't hidden in some obscure Discord channel. This is what we need, and this is what we had today. Glad to have it for as long as I lasted. But out here in round one, let's check out Soul the Cat here in just a moment. But first, a sig out. That's going to do it for this broadcast of NashvilleLou Live. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. Thanks for watching. See you next time.